Daniel wakes up. It's time to move. He's got a big day ahead of him. Daniel, like many other children, is leaving home in search of opportunity. Children like Daniel choose to escape for many reasons: the threat of violence, increased political instability, trouble at home, and poverty. Of course, there are many dangers he might encounter on a journey like this. But Daniel isn't thinking about risking his life. He's thinking about starting a new one. Unfortunately, there is a big difference between Daniel's dream and the reality he will soon face. You see, children like Daniel leave home because they believe it's the responsible thing to do. They know the risks, but the potential for a better life for themselves or their families outweighs those risks. In the hands of officials, who are often overworked or unclear on what processes to follow, Daniel's options look bleak. Likely, he'll be detained in a center with adults and no access to basic services, including education. The only hope of release being deportation, without the appropriate case management procedures being followed. Or maybe he'll take a chance with smugglers and jump the border, realizing his mistake too late. Save the Children's Children on the Move program has supported governments of 6 member states of the Southern Africa Development Community to create a mechanism called the Cross-Border Coordination for the Protection of Unaccompanied and Separate Migrant Children as a way to improve cooperation between countries who share borders. Save the Children, by providing technical and logistical support, helps governments ensure that unaccompanied and separated migrant children are protected and enjoy their rights, regardless of their migrant status. Protecting this vulnerable group can be difficult, but governments coming together can make all the difference. These meetings give a range of departments and stakeholders from 2 neighboring countries a chance to discuss the operational, legal, and policy issues that affect cross-border child protection, as well as encourage each country to share the responsibility of protecting migrant children, regardless of the country they're in. Countries agree on operating procedures sensitive towards migrant children traveling without legal guardians. Together with improved communication and reviewing cases as part of the meetings, this strengthens the cross-border case management and referral systems. While Save the Children initially helps to plan and pay for these meetings, this approach works towards progressive, independent ownership by participating governments. If proper case management procedures take place, Daniel's story starts to look very different. When he arrives at the border, he is identified properly and supported by a responsible social worker. Next, the social worker, with the help of Daniel and colleagues from Daniel's home country, finds his family and figures out the best way to move forward. While his social worker is busy, Daniel is fed, able to keep up with his studies, and in safe hands. If it's decided that going home isn't in Daniel's best interest, his social worker will make sure that he's taken care of and has access to appropriate care. If returning to his home country is found to be the best option, he is handed over to another social worker at the border of his home country, never leaving the system throughout his repatriation. His new social worker, having already assisted with Daniel's case and armed with all the information they need, makes sure Daniel is reunited with his family as soon as possible. And because Save the Children also works with the communities of origin to provide better opportunities at home, Daniel now has the chance to thrive in his own country. Over the last 10 years, participating governments have successfully implemented robust cross-border migrant-sensitive procedures, making migration safer for children across 8 borders between 6 countries so far. By replicating this program in other countries and regions, and with consistent long-term funding, we can reach so many more.